Hello Adikani, welcome to the Children's Chimurenga. Thank you for joining me today. Today I wanted to talk about sensitivity and allowing ourselves to return to a place of complete sensitivity where we are just like children. That's why this video is called Return to Innocence, also because of the song. Yes, you know the song, put it on. Yes, we love the song. And I didn't know what the song was about at the time, you know, when it was playing on Radio 3. And yeah, Simon Parkinson used to play it in the morning all the time on the way to school. And it was such a great vibe to start the day. And it was a vibe. So even though those were the days of innocence, I didn't understand what the song was about, but it was a vibe. And now that I am returning to innocence, now that I understand what the song was about, the vibe is still there, it's still strong, and it's an amazing, amazing song. So enjoy. Yes, you're welcome for me reminding you what a cool song that was. But about returning to innocence and sensitivity throughout our lives, when we have been crushed, oppressed, when we have suffered, when we have had a lack of acknowledgement of who we truly are, when we've had to perform or to survive, and in surviving have had to make ourselves into things that we are not, or people that we are not, we gradually lose that sense of innocence. For example, something that I'm really, really passionate about is teaching or allowing children to remain in their most natural state, for them to trust themselves and to trust their bodies and to trust their instincts. And so body autonomy, for example, is very important to me, and something that I hope that we will all be able to impart to our children more, you know. So when a child doesn't want to kiss gogo, or doesn't want to give sekuru a hug, or doesn't want to, you know, just do the social do, and we don't know what reasons they might have for that. You know, maybe they just don't feel like it. Maybe they didn't really like Gogo's wet kiss last time. Maybe they just get a weird vibe from someone, and you're like, hey, what the hug? Kiss, kiss, kiss. And gradually, even at those very young ages, we are wearing away at their sense of autonomy of their body, their instincts. So you're saying to them, kiss, kiss, kiss. They're saying, I don't feel like it. And you are telling them to override what their instincts are, what they truly feel they want to do on the inside. Most of the time to make you look good, or to make you feel like people think that, you know, you have such a cute kid, or maybe you're even training them, you know, this is how you get along in life, this is how you survive, you be well liked, you know, don't go against the grain, go with the flow, make people, yeah, just put yourself out there a little bit more than you truly wish to, so that people, you know, like you better. And it's easier to live. Those are the messages that we have internalized. And then those are the ones that we believe have aided us in our survival until this point. And then we believe that we need to teach our children these same patterns so that they can survive in the same way. But, you know, are you really happy? Are you really and truly flourishing and just feeling good in yourself? You know, if you just shake someone's hand instead of hugging them because that's what you feel like doing, or just say hi and know that being polite and respectful is enough, and you do not have to do cartwheels to make anybody feel how much you like them or how nice you are, or, you know, to perform. Yes, that you don't need to perform Unu, you don't need to perform Ubuntu, because you are it. You don't have to do the big hugs and the outward displays of affection or camaraderie or friendliness, because you are an affectionate and friendly person as it is. Wakamira ipapo, without overdoing it. But it's almost as if when we are shielding some kind of sociopathy or dislike or disdain, that then we actually overdo the external stuff. So that's an interesting thing to learn, and something to learn early enough so that we don't pass it on to our children, because when they have that body autonomy, which is the first level of autonomy for a human being, when they have that infringed on, then we start to infringe on all their other spaces of autonomy. And then that is asking someone to second guess their instincts, second guess who they are. And that's when we all end up in our minds. That's when we end up thinking uti saka ndikaita so anozofunga so, kana kuti ndikaita so anozoita so, and we start mapping out and planning out in great detail the to and fro, this and that. If I do this, then this will happen, which can be translated as manipulation or overthinking, instead of just being like, I'm a good person, I'm going to be myself, we'll see what happens. So can we give our children space to be themselves? Can we just teach them to be polite and respectful, and to teach them the essence of Unu, which is seeing the other in yourself and seeing yourself in the other, knowing that we are all connected, and treating all life as precious, and knowing that every action, every thought, every behavior, every emotion of ours is part of a collective consciousness that affects not only ourselves, not only the immediate people around us, but the whole world and the whole universe. Can we teach our children and ourselves to live from this place? And then we don't have to do cartwheels of performance of how nice we are for other people. And then go home and you get in the car and you farado, you put on the seatbelt and say, asimu wacho, and yet you're smiling at them 2 seconds ago. Can we be congruent? And I know that ancestrally, as a survival mechanism, we have had to be incongruent, especially when we were being oppressed, when we were working for people who did not treat us well, and yet we had to be affable and amiable towards them. And so that double-mindedness, it's possible, has carried through the generations as a survival mechanism. But we don't have to do that anymore. There is no one holding a gun to our heads anymore. And if there is, that gun is in our minds, and it is time to push it away. So that body autonomy and a return to innocence. When we, this is not only for our children, but for ourselves, can we reclaim our innocence? Can we reclaim our autonomy and our innocence? Because what happens to a child is once it starts to perform against its instincts, once it starts to do, to please or to make others happy, it is already entering into a computational way of living at that young age, because it knows within itself, with its supreme intelligence, that I am doing something that I don't want to do, but I'm doing it because somebody else wants me to do it, and I want them to love me. I want them to take care of me. I need them to take care of me. And thus the innocence is lost. So I hope that we can help our children to retain as much of their innocence as possible, so that they just soar through life with their hearts wide open, and they know that they are part of it, and it has got them and they have got it, and there is nothing to fear, and they can ride the waves and enjoy every moment and never worry about falling off the cliff edge, because there is no cliff edge. And in the same breath, can we return to our innocence? Can we reclaim our innocence? Can we be loyal to ourselves in a way that we were never taught to be loyal to ourselves? Knowing that I'm good. I'm a great person. A great person. Yes, I am. So I don't have to try or convince anyone of that. I don't need to worry about what anybody might think of me. Because I am kind, I may not be nice all the time, and that's okay, but I am kind. We all have different parts within us, different aspects of our personalities, and it can be the sharper, more the aspects of our personality that sometimes need to take things in control, that need to put things in line, that are not necessarily nice, but are kind, but need order, need to create order, and to mold the clay and the situation. Leadership. And that is something that as a child can be pushed out of you, and you can feel like, well, it's dangerous to be a leader. It's dangerous to mold. It's dangerous to form things. It's dangerous to put myself out there, to be myself. But as we return to our place of innocence, and we know that we are connected to all beings, and that the welfare of every single being is our welfare, and that the relationship flows like this, so that there is nothing I am doing, even kudoninza, a piece of rubbish on the floor, or even every piece of recycling that I put away, or every journey I take on my bicycle instead of in my car. I am contributing to your child's well-being. I am contributing to the well-being of the mouse in the house in India. I don't know. But once we are living on that level, then we have nothing to fear in terms of being ourselves, even if it may not look nice all the time. Then we have reclaimed our autonomy, not just bodily, but in all aspects of our being, and returned to innocence. So where has your autonomy been left at the side of the road? And can you journey back? Or just call it. You don't even have to journey back. It takes a long time. Just call it back. Just say, oh yeah, this, yes, I know we had to do this or we had to do that, and we really didn't want to. And now we just do a lot of things automatically, even without being told to, and we really don't want to. But we're not going to do that anymore. And if you can give that to yourself, and if you know how good that feels, then certainly you will give it to your children. And they won't have to go on the healing journey that you are having to. And thus the cycle is broken. Okay, thank you. Take care and see you next time.